Namaste, angels. This is the general reading for the period of what is now today, Sunday, the 23rd of February, through Saturday to come, the 29th of February, the last day. It is a leap year this year, so we have 29 days into the 28th. So that's pretty exciting, although I'm not going to talk about leap year. Perhaps I should have, but I'm not going to. What I am going to talk about is the fact that Tuesday, the 25th, is Fat Tuesday, meaning it is the day before Ash Wednesday, also known as Shrove Tuesday, where many countries around the world, they eat pancakes all day. But in other places, recognizing Fat Tuesday, it's a day you can stuff your face and you know, like a fat, greedy person, because following that, you know, on Ash Wednesday and thereafter for 40 days, many people will be fasting from, at least if they're not fasting completely, they'll be fasting from something, letting go. And the 40 days of Lent, which begins on the 26th of February, which is Wednesday. Yeah, of course, Ash Wednesday is Wednesday. Represents the 40 days that Jesus went into the mountains for introspection prior to the crucifixion, or a Holy Week. So that day that he marches through Jerusalem on donkey back and everybody's cheering him on and everything, that looks like the Six of Wands in the tarot, that's right before, that's like when he returned from his introspection. So that's that. Also on the 26th, Wednesday, the month of Adar, the Hebrew month of Adar begins. So for that, I'm going to get out of my head. I've been going off the top of my head, and instead go to www.shabbat.org to quickly read about what the month of Adar is. But I can tell you off the top of my head, it's the month of joy, if you want to keep it simple. But let's see what they say here. The Hebrew month of Adar and Adar 2. The spirit of Purim permeates the entire month, making it a time of unparalleled rejoicing and good mazel, or fortune, for the Jewish people. Adar is the 12th month on the Jewish calendar, counting from Nisan. When Adar enters, joy increases. The Talmud says this. This reaches its climax on the 14th of the month as we celebrate Mordecai and Esther's triumph over the wicked Haman. I've told that story many times if you want to go back and look. I think the one year I talked specifically about the divine feminine and her leading the charge, you know, as represented by Esther, and I called it, did I call it Shake Your Tambourine? Something about a tambourine. And I think there's even a woman with a tambourine. So if you want to see it and you type in tambourine on my channel in the search, I'm sure you'll find it. But I talk about like the divine feminine as a leader and everything. The spirit of Purim permeates the entire month, making it a time of unparalleled rejoicing and good mazel, or fortune, for the Jewish people. During a Jewish leap year, which occurs 7 times in a 19-year cycle, approximately once every 3 years, there is an added month called Adar 1, which is inserted before the month of Adar, termed Adar 2 in leap years. This aligns the lunar months with the solar year, ensuring that the holidays fall in their proper seasons. So they're not talking about the leap year every 4 years on the Gregorian calendar. They're talking about their own leap year every 3 years on the Hebrew calendar. And that's all they say about Adar. They have some other pages and stories, it looks like here. They have one about Purim. They have one about Purim and Adar. They have one that's just called Happiness, which I'm sure they talk about Adar there. And they have something called Adar 1 audio and video, if anybody wants to look into it, but I'm going to leave it alone. Also, they have something about the new moon here. Rosh Chodesh, the new moon. I just clicked on it, but I really shouldn't read this. No, I shouldn't. It looks like it doesn't look too long, actually, but I'm still not going to read it. But it looks like it's explaining like the cycle of the moon and, you know, how it was celebrated or recognized or revered back in the days of Moses. So yeah, I'm not going to read it because in the interest of time, I have so many readings to do. You see, I have this tall stack of cards here. It is because I have my two decks mixed up. So I had them this way for my new moon reading, and I just left them. We're going to do the general reading with them, and then we'll do perhaps the love reading. I don't know. I can use different cards for the love reading. So again, I'm just going to cut them. And I still have the lamp turned so that you guys can hopefully see the orbs and stuff that fly around here. When it's too bright, you can't catch them. All right, that brought us to the Five of Air, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation. Review everyone's motives. The Five of Air, of course, is the Five of Swords, or winter. It's representative of conflict. It can be conflict with anybody when it's the Five of Swords, from the way that I read it, like as opposed to the Five of Wands, which I tend to say if it's not about conflict with yourself, like internal conflict and being conflicted, the Five of Wands tends to be about like jealousy or competition at work, or conflict between friends and or family, like close friends or family. But Five of Swords can be anything, like somebody stepped on your foot in the, subway. If you're a New Yorker, you know how that is. That can turn into a real conflict. Arcana the masculine this week is Major Arcana card 1, the Magician, which represents the planet Mercury, where Pisces is currently located in retrograde. You are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them, and life is magical. Actually, it's the other way around. Mercury is currently located in Pisces, and Mercury is in retrograde in Pisces. This card also represents the sign of Gemini, which Mercury rules, and can also be about somebody trying to like pull a fast one, or who's wearing a mask or something. And that came up actually for the masculine in the moon reading, that some of them weren't actually necessarily like living and or loving how they wanted, who they wanted, because instead they're wearing some sort of false mask. And so that may be, at least for some, what this is about, being conflicted about a relationship. Two of Wands right behind the Five of Air. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors, or to expand the number of people that are helping you. And this is a general reading, so this can be friendship, business partnership, familial partnership, romantic partnership. But, if we're going to, speaking of the tarot, the Two of Spring or Two of Wands is the divine union or twin flame card of the tarot. Behind that is the Queen of Winter. She's experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, to clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. The Queen of Winter is a Gemini, perhaps, Libra or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. She could be one half of this Two of Spring. The other half, perhaps, is the Page of Water or Cups, which is underneath her. And maybe their conflict, one or both of them, is their age difference or their maturity level. And maturity level doesn't necessarily mean that one is silly and one is, stoic, although that's quite possible with the Queen of Winter. She might be the stoic one, and this one might be the playful or fun-loving one. That could be. But it can also be emotional, maturity, spiritual maturity. One is more ascended than the other. These are all different issues that come into play. The Page of Water, however, is potentially a Pisces, Cancer, or a Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. The Page of Water is intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase, and also there are heightened psychic abilities. I mean, I could go on and on telling you what cards are next. Of course. All right, we'll stop there. Surrounding the masculine, under the magician, is Major Arcana card Death. So we just saw the Queen of Swords with the Page of Cups. This could effectively be them again. The Queen of Swords and the Page of Cups, a Scorpio, possibly. It's time to release the past and to move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. So what you could be releasing from the past is the whole relationship, throw the whole relationship away because it didn't work. Or you could be releasing your hangups from the past. If there was a problem, in the past because of an age difference or some other difference, you could be letting go of that and saying, I don't care about that anymore. I'm going to move on. I'm going to manifest this relationship and make it healthy. That's possible too. Or you could also be, I guess that goes hand in hand. But I was going to say you could be releasing like the inhibitions and things that you have, but that's sort of connected to that one. Releasing any of this like conflicting energy, letting that go. Masculine subconscious. It's another Major Arcana card, and it is representative of some sort of ending. Some sort of ending. It can be the end again of those feelings, those inhibitions, the end of this cycle that I was stuck in where I was, allowing society to dictate to me how to live. It could be that. Or it could be the end of a whole relationship. It's possible with the world. The world, a lot of people, with the way they read it, tarot readers or, even people that consider themselves intuitives or psychics will say, oh, it's, it means the world is at your feet, the world is your oyster, like all these like cliches and stuff. That's never been, I don't want to say never. It's almost never been what it means for me. Sometimes I mention those things, but for the most part, this is what I call my waiting to exhale card, because when it shows up, it is saying the universe is giving you an opportunity to finally like breathe a sigh of relief. Like, like now I can find, like I stayed in a job too long. I stayed in a relationship too long. I held on to feelings too long. I held on maybe to the ghost of a relationship too long. I kept trying to fight for it and it was trying to leave me. Whatever the situation, I should have quit that job a long time ago. I never quit. Now I'm getting laid off, or I got fired, or the company, went out of business, or, whatever. The universe is stepping in to end something if you didn't end it. Sometimes, we're meant to even like get a new car or something, and we don't. Next thing you know, we're having an accident. The car is total. We're fine. And we're going like, wow, how did I walk away from that accident? And the universe was just trying to get rid of your car because you didn't. It's like that sort of thing. And the world shows up to rid us of something and ease us into something else. So you say, well, how is that easing you into something else? Well, now, when the target's total, then, the insurance company steps in. It may be annoying. It may take some time. It may require some patience of you, because the world can definitely be that. But ultimately, you may take a little bit of a loss because of depreciation, whatever, you're not getting the same thing back. But ultimately, you get a new car, you get a rental car in between, or whatever. The universe steps in and like works its way through this. So this is sort of like the tower, where some sort of unexpected event happens. But at the same time, the tower is something that, it's doesn't give you any time really to react. It's very in the moment, and the world is more so being eased out of a situation again, even requiring patience of you to get through it. You may want it to end a little bit quicker, and it just takes some time. And the delay could be because of Mercury or Mercury retrograde. What's taking so long, but you may want it to. The world also, 21 equals 3, could have something to do with a party of 3, even a love triangle, although, it's not necessarily a love triangle. It could be representative of that. The world also always feels like fire to me. So, you know, for me, it represents the fire element. I've never attributed it to any one sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Probably more so than even the signs. I've always felt that it was connected to either Mars himself, the red planet, the action planet, right? And this is the universe stepping in to take action, or Jupiter, the planet and god of karma, growth, expansion, and luck, stepping in to change things also. Crowning the feminine this week is Major Arcana card, the Chariot, which represents the sign of Cancer. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. I'm laughing because the Chariot can be about modes of transportation, right? Planes, trains, automobiles, cars. I just talked about crashing the car. Yeah, so it could be that. But the Chariot is more than that. It's a major card of victory. So if there had been some sort of conflict, this can be you winning. If there was like any type of real, battle between you and someone else, this is your success, feminine. This has to do with travel. Also, movement, moving, whether literal or metaphoric, it can be either. Somebody could be getting a new home, moving in together, like with a mate, cohabitating, or just moving on, moving forward, together or apart, whatever it is. All of those things. Whatever it is positive, though, this is a good energy card. Surrounding the feminine, the Prince of Winter. Another Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, usually having to do with, again, because knights or princes are about taking action. This one is some decision you have to make. You need to take action, or you're awaiting a decision. And when you get that answer, whatever that information is, you're going to take action by, running off to handle something, to, your next move. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires that you choose logic and intellect over emotion and make your decisions quickly. The Prince of Winter, or Swords, is decisive, focused, driven, and impulsive. I am sensing something about a car since I started talking about it before. I just don't say things. I don't always know why I'm saying something, but it's never for no reason. And the Knight of Swords, it just said he's driven. And then we have this car here. There could be something going on for a feminine or a female with your car. It may be something that you need to win. It could be some sort of conflict. Maybe, again, a crash and they had needed to decide who's responsible. You could be winning that, or something with a traffic ticket or a parking ticket. Maybe you're going to court, like winning, or just successfully, like being able to decide, whether or not you're going to buy or sell. And maybe, your credit working and going through, perhaps even unexpectedly. So that's like a win for you, and success. Feminine, subconscious. I'm going back. I'm sorry. Also, as it relates to relationships, this can be indicative of like stop and go energy. Like but this would be like maybe it had slowed and this would be taken off again also. All right, feminine subconscious, the Nine of Earth. And I say maybe getting money, buying, selling. Yeah, those are all positive and possible. This could, again, also be you winning. So this is you successful. Nine of Earth is a card of success. Enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. Well, one of life's little luxuries is a car, or travel is also, right? It's a luxury to be able to travel. Vacation, also the energy of travel and movement and moving in a literal sense came up in the new moon reading too. And visiting people, all those things. Maybe I talked about destination weddings, all kind of stuff. So that could be going on for some sort of feminine or female. Crowning, it's another Two of Fire, Two of Wands. So again, we have one here, right here under the conflict, and now one is crowning. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. And it's sitting here next to the Chariot. So this could definitely be about cohabitation or deepening of commitment or starting of commitment for not only some sort of coupling, but I would say some sort of soulmate coupling, even if it's not romantic. Because again, this is the general reading, but sometimes You know, there are twin souls that are meant to create, complete some sort of work on this plane too, that are not necessarily, a romantic coupling. Could just be friends or even family members. I think I'm mixing them up. I am. This one goes here, and this one goes here. At the root or foundation. Wow. It's a Two of Summer, talking about soulmates. So you got the Two of Cups and the Two of Wands. One crowning, one at the foundation, one at the feet. You're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in your current relationships. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved also. Don't give up. So that could have been the conflict too. And this could be us winning, right? Saving, preserving the relationship. Maybe the feminine or female deciding to the rescue. Or maybe her deciding, no, I want or need to be single. And that's winning for her. That's the right thing to do. At the heart of the matter, the Page of Fire. Outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. The Page of Fire is an Aries, Leo, a Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could definitely be bringing opportunity of a very good friendship, the mending of fences between, existing friends or romantic partners or even family members. Bringing somebody a soulmate, an opportunity, again, to deepen their relationship up to and inclusive even of marriage and cohabitation. Letting go of any old feelings of conflict, whether, it was one person who was conflicted and you needed to do some introspection, go within like Jesus for 40 days and figure it out. Or if it was, two people that were butting heads, the opportunity to fix whatever's been going on is there. And we'll get some advice from here. And then I have some oracle cards that I wanted advice from as well. Angel therapy cards with the beginning energy of sacral chakra. You are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. And I pulled out my surrender cards because I figured with the new moon and new beginnings, let's see what we should be leaving behind and letting go of. So we're going to start with surrender, low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So further to that, the masculine should be releasing, or he should be surrendering to what is, rather than like some sort of imaginary situation. That could definitely be connected to him potentially wearing a mask. Surrender to what your reality is and let go of any falsehoods. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. And I want to tell you, as soon as I finished doing that moon reading, where I had talked about some masculine potentially even like having one night stands, perhaps bisexual or gay one night stands even, and being married, not knowing what to do. I talked about all of this stuff. I turned off the computer. I was uploading it. I had DVR'd Ayanla Fix My Life. And a lot of times I DVR it and I don't even watch it. But today I had enough of Naked and Afraid. So I said, let me put on this Ayanla. And it was about that exactly. So I'm thinking there may be some other masculine dealing with it. Because like I said, totally came up in my reading. The guy on Ayanla, he was a preacher also. So he was preaching against homosexuality, and then he was sneaking around doing it, and he was married. So it was a whole lot going on there. But I definitely picked up those energies potentially for somebody that's going to be watching me, or maybe a few somebodies. If not that exact scenario, other scenarios of just not living your life the way you want. So because you're concerned about what other people are going to say if you make a different decision. So there is a need to surrender to what is. Even if it's something like that age difference between the Page of Cups and the Queen of Swords. For the feminine, surrender to joy. Oh, isn't that nice? During the week that the month of joy begins. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and to savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and the easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. I like that. From the Angel Therapy card to the masculine, workshops and seminars, attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. I think this is coming across more so for you as like a hermit and or hierophant energy, more so than your need to actually attend workshops and seminars. But for some, it can be literal, of course, if there's an opportunity to do that. But I think it has more to do with introspection. And look, he doesn't necessarily look like Jesus, but he does look like he's like on a mountain, like alone. So it could be representative of that energy of like going off to the mountains to be by yourself for a while. Feminine, heal away addictions. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. So that's talking about whatever you're holding like in front of yourself, whether you realize it or not, that is preventing you from moving forward and growing. Page of Air jumped out during the moon reading, flipped itself over. It's back here for the masculine's advice. The Page of Air is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. It is also logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. Challenging information. Okay, this could be you, again, needing to give the challenging information. You have to let somebody know the truth. You have to let, maybe it's society know. It could just be you coming out of the closet, like in a general sense, whether that means coming out of the closet because you're homosexual or coming out of whatever closet or bag it is you're in, you know, whatever you're hiding, removing whatever mask it is you're wearing. That could be the challenging information. Delays or changes to plans. Stop and go. Truth delivered without tact. You're just finally going to blurt something out. Or perhaps something will be blurted out to you. But again, I picked it up more so as the masculine was in this position. And you'll see for yourselves when you watch the moon reading. Of course, the Page of Air doesn't have to be an actual person, but it very easily can be, since it is a court card. And they may be more so than that, specifically a direct air sign. Or this can also be representative of Mercury himself, or even Venus herself. Venus, which actually enters Taurus, I think, during this period for which this reading is. Did I go over the planetary calendar? I don't think I did. I need to still do that. I'll still do that so we can see what else is going on. Feminine, 5 of Fire. So this is one I talked about in the beginning. I said this one tends to be conflict at work, fighting over a position maybe. This could be you coming into promotion. Again, winning. Or problems with close friends and or family. This can be you healing that. Opportunity arises that allowed you to mend those fences. Or if you could be conflicted, and again, needing to spend some time by yourself to heal away whatever issue it is you're dealing with. And the last card for the masculine is the Ace of Spring. So we get the news of the new opportunity here at the heart of the matter. And then here's the opportunity actually materializing for you. A wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may have come as a surprise, but remember I said fire energy is what the world is for me. So here's your fire energy. Here's something ending. Here's your new beginning. Boom. May have come as a surprise, but you'll still want to leap into action and to passionately pursue every possibility. And lastly, for the feminine, you two have a fire card. It is Major Arcana card 11, Strength, which is actually a 2. So it's like another 2 of fire. 2s are about faith, partnership, duality. True strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. And again, with this row here, you have the ability to do that, to mend some sort of relationship with another person or something. You have tremendous personal power and courage. That means you have the ability to like step forward and to, forgive or to accept forgiveness or to be the first one to speak. You might be the one with the integrity, the most integrity, or whatever it is. And the strength to do it, to face any and everything that comes your way. Strength is a positive card in every area of your life, even finances, work. It means very, very good things. It's a card of abundance. Let me go and read, for those who want to hear it, the planetary calendar. Okay. February 23rd, 10:32 a.m., new moon in Pisces, 4 degrees Pisces. March 2nd. Oh, that's it. So February 23rd, this is the only activity this week. The other stuff about Venus entering Taurus, that's next week. My apologies. So I guess we'll end it here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the general weekly reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up to show that you did. I appreciate it. If you don't mind sharing it, or if you're not yet a subscriber, please do consider becoming one by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button so that you can hopefully receive your notifications. And if you'd like any services from me, reading, energy healing, merchandise, or just to chat, maybe, hook up, be friends on social media, any and all information on those things will be in the description box below. Namaste. I'll be back with the love reading.